Hello, everyone. It's Laura Milligan. Happy Monday afternoon, February 1st. I can't believe it's the 1st of February already. And thank you so much for joining me today. I have some super cute projects that I want to share with you. I am featuring the Hey Birthday Chick bundle all week on my blog and in my two Facebook Lives that I do. I have fallen in love with these products and I'm anxious to share with you some super cute things. First of all, I want to thank all of you that left a comment and shared and liked my Facebook Lives from last week. I appreciate the encouragement and all your kind words. I just appreciate it so much. So let me first take care of a little business. I'm going to switch my phone down and I want to take care of a couple things before we get started today. Let me set these aside. So last week I featured the Snailed It bundle, or Snail Mail bundle, I'm sorry. And these were two of the cards that I created on Monday. And I always do a drawing. Anyone that leaves a comment, hi Colleen, hi Myra. Anyone that leaves a comment, their name is put into a drawing to win these cards, and I will stick them in the mail with you today, for you today. So the first one is this one, and that is going to Melanie Pugh. So that's coming to you, Melanie. Thank you for your comment. And this one is going to Helen Watkins. So Helen, that I will send to you. I'll get that in the mail for you today. So the cards that I'm making today, it's going to be the same thing. If you leave a comment, if you share my Facebook Live with your friends, your name will get into the drawing as well. So Melanie and Helen, these cards will go out to you today. All right, and then I just wanted to remind you all of the class that I'm doing. It's the Hey Birthday Chick card class to go. It's $35. You get card kits to make 6 projects, over $20 in product, and you can find that information on my blog, registration link and everything, at lauramilligan.com, so don't miss out on that. Registration ends on Saturday, February 6th. I still can't believe it's February. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I just wanted to show you this card. This is on my blog today, and it is a card featuring the Hey Birthday Chick bundle, the Birthday Chick dies, and the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. The Hey Birthday Chick stamp set is in our January to June mini catalog, but the dies, they are not in the catalog. It's what they call an out-of-publication product offering. They are going to be available starting tomorrow, so I'm focusing on them all week. They are super, super cute. So this is a card that I made. I have the tutorial on my blog today, lauramilligan.com. And I actually made a video for this and showed you how I put this together. It's kind of funny because when I looked at this chick's head feathers, I thought, you know what, she's so fancy. I normally would not think of lace and chickens, but I thought she is such a fancy lady. She needs to have some lace on her card. So that's why I added that lace, and I kind of like it. So, hi Cindy, how are you? Hi Brandy. So that's the first card. You can check out all the details on that on my blog on today's post. All right, so I have 2 cards I'm going to make for you today. And the first one, let me bring my parts and pieces in. I like to keep everything all bundled together so that I don't lose things when I'm doing this. Okay. So I'm going to start with a crumb cake base. We'll go ahead and give that a good fold. Thank you, Colleen. Colleen, you're always so kind. Okay. So then my next panel, I actually cut 2 of these. These are 4 by 5 1/4, which is the basic mat that you would lay on your card front. And if you notice this stitching around, let me pick this up to make sure you can see it. See the little stitching there? I did that on both panels, one for the front and one for the inside of the card. They are from the Stitched with Whimsy dies. Now these dies are not part of a bundle. They're just sold separately, and I think they're really easy to miss in the January to June mini catalog. But when I was making these cards, this chicken card in particular, this kind of reminded me of like Chicken Scratch and the chicken and their little feet. And so I thought that would be kind of a fun way to create a border around this card. So one of these is going to go on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. These Touch of Whimsy dies are fun. You get quite a few, 1, 2, like 6 or 7 dies. Okay, so this is just going to be centered in here. And for the front panel, before I attach it, I'm going to get my linen thread out. I kind of made a mess of this. It's not, it kind of unwound and sort of wild here, but it still works. It's okay. So I am going to wrap this around. I'm going to do 3 times. Whoops. Do 3 times, and I'm just going to start it in the back. I know everyone's commenting that you've missed these dies. They're on the page with the it's the hot dog stamp set, the Dachshund. They're just tucked on that page, and I think they're really easy to miss, but they're super cute. So I'm going to just tack this. I always like to use a little bit of a dimensional to hold this in place. Okay, I'm going to grab my paper snips. I think I have a job to do, which is figuring out how to untangle my linen thread here, but I'll get it figured out. Then I'm going to just add some more dimensionals. I'll put these in the corners because I want this whole panel popped up. And you know me, I pop up almost everything. Okay. All right. So this is just going to go on the front panel. Just centered there. Okay. Then my next layer, I cut these 2 circles, and these are from the Layering Circles dies, the scallop, and then I went 2 sizes down for the circle because I decided I wanted more of the, oh, Brandy, you already ordered the Touch of Whimsy dies, way to go. But I wanted more of this Just Jade color to show. And then this circle is also from the Layering Circles dies, and I have embossed it with my subtle embossing folder. And let me hold it up. I don't know if you can see there. You can kind of see it there. It's just a little texture. It just adds some interest to the panels. Okay, now I'm going to do some stamping. I'm going to bring a couple stamps in here. This is I kind of call her the ballerina chick. She's a dancing lady. Now I'm going to stamp her in Memento, Tuxedo Memento. So I'm going to add a little bit of color to her. The other thing I'm going to stamp is this bigger chicken that's being carried away by her birthday balloon. So let me get her inked up as well. And I'm going to add a little color to both of these. See if I can fit those both. Yep, that works. Whoops. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of color to these. Before I do that, I'm going to put my cap back on my ink pad. I've had a day, you know, some days you wake up and you're like dropping everything. Like I just dropped that ink pad on myself. Now I have black on my hands, but I've dropped several things, including I have a smoothie every morning for breakfast, and I was drinking my smoothie and I set it down for a minute and I knocked the whole thing over. So that was not a good way to start the day, but anyway. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Blends. I have been using Mango Melody for the beak and the feet of the chicken. So I'm going to start with that. For sure you're going to want to use the fine tip on that because it's such a teeny little area. I'm going to do that. And then Oh, I forgot her feet. I want to color her feet. Do you ever have days like that when you just have the dropsies? I don't know. I guess today's that day for me. All right, I'm gonna color her feet. And then I don't want to add too much color to these. I like them kind of white. The card I made yesterday that's on my blog today, I really colored her up. And I know, well, Lisa's watching. They have chickens. They have a really cool like chicken coop. And I know that, now I'm not sure about the chickens they have, but some chickens are really exotic looking with those fancy head feathers. And I think all different colors. And they laid eggs of different colors. They shared some of their eggs with us from their chickens one time, and they were different colors. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to just add a little bit of color, and this is dark crumb cake. I'm just gonna color a little bit on this edge here. And just a little bit, I'm just staying pretty close to this, to her outline. And then I'm gonna bring in my light crumb cake and just soften it a bit. Just to give her a little bit of depth. Get a little bit on her wings. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of light here and there. Add some color to her head. Oh, I forgot to do her little, I call them gobblers. I don't know if chickens have gobblers, but that's what I call them. Okay, I'm going to do some here. I have to keep looking at my sample because I can't really remember how I colored her. Okay, there and there. And then I'll just do a little bit on her breast. This is still the light crumb cake. I'm going to go under her to create a shadow under her head. Okay. Let me bring this red back in. Whoop! Oh boy. Here we go. The magic of TV, right? That was a boo-boo. I pulled the whole thing apart. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just take a different red. This may have been the red I used originally anyway. Give her a little red gobbler. Okay. All right, now I'm going to bring in my color lifter and just soften these lines because I don't want it to be that harsh. And I'm going to pull it out into her body and just really lighten this up a little bit. The color lifter is a great tool, and I found that I don't use it that much, and my friend Sandra was here last week, and she couldn't believe that I didn't use the color lift. So now I'm a convert, and I do like how it just softens the color, lightens it up. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to kind of blend it. I almost use it as a blending brush as well. Okay, so there's my two chicks. I'm going to add some color to the balloon. And for that, I'm using Just Jade. And for this one, I'm going to start with the dark and just go along this edge here. Anytime you see these lines that are part of the stamp, it's kind of a tip from Stampin' Up! To make that a little bit darker. Speaking of Stampin' Up!, I had a very exciting call recently with a couple of the members of the creative department, the artisan department, concept design artists, that's what they're called, concept design artists, because part of hitting $1 million in career sales includes designing your own stamp set. So we had a call about that. It was a little over an hour long, and it was very exciting, and I am sworn to secrecy, but it was very, very exciting. And so yeah, that was pretty fun. Oh, it's called a waddle. Thank you, Brandy. Okay, and I'm going to blend, I'm going to lift some of this color I call it a gobbler. I'm not up on my, but see how that color lifter just, it adds more contrast. I think it makes it look more realistic. Okay, so there are those. I've got those colored. And I have already cut, I just have to find where I put them. Where did I put those? I've already cut these. Oh, here they are. Okay. I've already cut 2 of these out, colored them ahead of time, so they're ready to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the front together. So I'll layer my white circle. Yes, Colleen, it is, I had to, unfortunately, I'm sworn to secrecy. I had to sign a really long non-disclosure agreement. So my lips are sealed, and it's really hard to keep something like that a secret, but you have to. So it's exciting. No, these are not, Cindy, these are not the same cards as we're making in the class, but these give you additional ideas. The cards in the class are 7 completely different cards. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of her. Yeah, so you'll have many, many ideas to use if you purchase that class. I know Cindy and her sister did. I think Lisa just did. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so this is going to go on the front right there like that. Isn't she cute? Okay, then I'm going to take my linen thread again and see if I can find the end here. Here it is. Right there. See, I'm telling you, it's just one of those days. That's all right. Going to make a bow with my linen thread, and I'm going to attach that right at the side here with my glue dot. So I guess all the schools around here are closed today. So Brandy, your kids are probably home. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to trim this. I don't need it quite that long. I'm going to add a greeting to the front. I'm going to use the Just Jade ink and the stamp from the set that says, "Let's Celebrate You." Okay. Whoop. So we'll put that there. There's that. Let's celebrate you. And then I'm going to add some embellishments. And these are the In Color dots. And Just Jade is one of our new In Colors this year, so I'm using that. And then these are the cinnamon cider, and I felt like they worked just fine with this. So I'm going to take your pick tool and just add some embellishments. And then I'm going to add one of these cinnamon cider ones. Okay. For the inside, I did something really fun. I'll discombobulate it here. Okay. The inside, I made a pop-up. So let me show you how to do that. It's really easy and fun. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and just cut a length of paper. Better turn it this way. 5 inches by 1 inch. Let me see if I can, whoops, get those out of the way. Let me see if I can position this so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this 5 inches across. And then 1 inch wide. So it's 5 by 1. And then I'm going to score it. I'm going to use my scoring blade. So on the paper trimmer, this darker gray blade is for cutting, and this lighter gray is for scoring. So I'm going to score this at every inch. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. Okay. You may have seen me do something similar to this. At Christmas time, I did like a pop-up gift card holder. So now what I'm going to do is just fold these ends together and make a little box. So I'm going to add some adhesive to create my little box. This is like the pop-up mechanism. Okay, so there's that. No, Lisa, with the stamp set, you do get the dies and the stamp set with the Hey Chick stamp set. If you get the add-on, and you did, I think. So, all right, so I'm going to take my card, and this is going to fit right here inside the card. And so what I like to do, so I look at this part and this bottom here, that's where you want to attach your adhesive. So it's these two pieces right here, and that's how you are going to attach this to your card. So I'm going to add my adhesive. And this is just going to go right up against the fold of the card. So I'm securing it on the bottom and the back. Let me turn it this way so you can see. See, it's just a little box. And it's actually going to fold forward so that when you open it, though, when you open the card, it's like that. So I'm going to take this chick with her balloon, and she's going to be attached just right there to that front flap. Let me turn that so you can see. Is that not cute? I love these. I have had so much fun playing with these over the weekend and towards the end of last week. So that's going to just go right there. You just have to be careful when you're adding your adhesive. You don't put any on the balloon or like the top half, the bottom half, I guess I should say, of the chick, because you don't want that to stick. I got to make sure this is going to stick in the back here. You could probably use our Terran tape. So that's going to close like that. And then when the person gets the card, they get this sweet little pop-up chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and just stamp. I'm going to bring in my Just Jade ink again. And I'll just put happy birthday. I think I'm going to do it right there like that at an angle. Okay. So there is card number 1. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? I think it's really fun and cute. So if you're interested in getting this card from me in the mail, just leave a comment, share this post, and you'll be entered into the drawing. Okay, so there's the first card. Second card is, let me pull it over here. Have all these parts and pieces. Okay. Cut out 2 of the picket fences. Okay. Now, I think since I've already colored the chickens once, I'm probably not going to do that part today. However, let me just show you. So I used on the little egg, I used this light Pool Party to make her little egg that color. Isn't she? Look how cute she is. And then this chicken is similar to the one I just made. She just has a little bit more color to her. So those are my 2 chickens, and I did go ahead and die cut those. These are the coordinating dies. Here's the little, there's even a die for the chick. And then there is the die, which is probably my favorite. It's a picket fence. So I cut 2 of those out, and I'll use those to put this next card together. Okay. So I started with, this was a 4-inch by 4 by 5 1/4 panel of crumb cake cardstock, and I ran it through my embossing machine with the Tasteful Texture embossing folder. Let me, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There you go. Maybe in the corner there. It's subtle. This is what people call the paper towel embossing folder, because that's what it looks like. Hi, Candy. How are you? So what I did was, after I ran it through the embossing folder, or the die cut machine with the embossing folder, I took my largest layering circle die and ran this through the die cutting machine. And that's how I ended up with this shape. So my card base is going to be real red. Go ahead and give that a fold. Okay, then I took a small piece of the Oso Ombre paper. This is the 6x6 paper stack that you can get for free during Celebration, which ends the end of February. In the past, we've had Celebration go clear through March, but this year it's January and February, but then we'll have a second celebration later in the year. So I'm just going to position this here like this. I'm going to line this up on the back of my crumb cake panel. So let me just grab my adhesive. I'll just put a little bit down here. Okay. So we'll just get that lined up. Do it this way. It's just flush with the bottom of this panel. Okay, that looks good. And that's going to be attached to my card front. Isn't this a fun color combination? I liked that. You're right, Colleen. We do need some bright colors. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And then we'll take our little picket fence, and this one's going to go here. It fits just perfectly. And then this second one that I cut, I'm going to trim it a little bit, and it's just going to be on that side. But I find the best way to attach this is with the liquid glue. Tombow liquid glue, otherwise known as green glue. Let's see if I can get some up. There we go. Okay. And I always say a little dab will do ya. We'll just position that. Like that. Okay, and then this piece, I'm going to let that hang over the edge just a teeny little bit, but I'm going to trim it right there. So let me grab my paper snips. It's funny because I have everything laid out and organized, but then when you start doing these Facebook Lives, and it just seems like things disappear right before your very eyes. So that's going to go there just like that. I could probably trim, I think I'm going to trim this little part off there. Okay, so a little bit more glue. It's going to go right there. I love this picket fence. I just think it's adorable. Okay, then we're just going to put this together. We'll add this chick. I call her the ballerina chick. She's dancing away. She'll be in the center of our card. Be there like that. And then this little chick, what I did for her was I took a mini dimensional, one of these, and I put that up towards her top, like where her head is. And then her feet, I just put a glue dot there, and that's what I used to attach her. I thought it would be cute to have her head sticking out more than her feet. So she's just going to be dancing along on the fence like that. So her foot is stuck flat to the fence, and then her head is popped up a little bit. It's just kind of a fun, different way to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to do some stamping. Let me find use this piece. Okay, I'm going to use You're Still a Spring Chicken. And I'll go ahead and stamp that with the black. Oh, and you know what? Before I do that, I wanted to show you, with this card, once I add my words, I wanted a red dot, but other than like the Real Red Rhinestones, which I do love and I use all the time, we don't really have any red dots. So what I did was took my Real Red blend, this is the dark one, and I colored this like that. And I'm going to let that just sit there a minute while I do this next part so that it has some time to dry. But it takes on, you can do that with the blend. You can make the embellishments any color that you want. So, okay, I'm going to stamp You're Still a Spring Chicken. Okay. And then I'm going to use, this is our double oval punch. It is part of a bundle. It's a great punch. We all love our punches, right? Okay, I'm going to slide that in here. And it's neat because these, of course, are meant to be layered. You can layer the scalloped edge onto this one, but for this card, I'm just using the straight one, so I'll save that for another project. Okay, and I'm going to bring in my linen thread again. And you know what? I'm just going to cut a piece, get that all situated later. But I want to just make like a loop for the back of this. And I like to just kind of wrap them around my fingers a few times. I'll probably cut a little, this is a little bit too long. I don't need quite that much. Okay. I'm going to start over. So I'm going to wrap this around like that. And I like to have these ends hanging out sometimes, especially on a card like this. It's just sort of whimsical. Okay. I'm going to do it again. See if I get it right the third time. Third time's a charm. Okay, so there we have that. And I'm going to hang on to these little ends here. Okay, and this is going to go this way. So I'm going to put this on the back of this like this. And I do want those ends to hang out because I like how that looks. And I can still adjust this a little bit before I attach my dimensional. Okay. That's going to secure that. And now I'll just put a dimensional down on this other panel, or the other edge of the oval. Okay. And that's just going to go right there. You're Still a Spring Chicken. I think that's so cute. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like that? I just like those ends like that. I like that look. Okay, now I'm going to take my take your pick tool and pick up this little dot that I have turned into a real red dot. And I'll just put that right, if it'll let go. They need a little help. Okay, put that right there and see how it's red now, which is just the color that I want. All right, and then to finish this, I'll just put my 4x5 1/4. I didn't do anything fancy on the inside of this one. We'll just attach it. I always line my cards, unless they're made with the basic white. I always line my cards with a panel like this. I just think it finishes them off. It makes it nicer. And let's see, I'm going to stamp, you know, I think this has, hold on a second, let me clean this. This has Just Jade ink on it because I used it on the other card, so I'm going to clean that off real quick. Okay, and I'll just stamp in the black, Tuxedo Memento Black. Thanks, Candy. They are. These chicks just make you happy, and we all need happy right now, right? Just says happy birthday. And just for fun, because I think they're so cute, I'm going to add there. All right, and there is our second card. I love that. You're still a spring chicken. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. If you want the measurements for these cards, they will be up on my blog tomorrow. These are the two that I made today. And this is the one, so they'll be on my blog tomorrow, all the details and measurements. And then this is the one that I posted today. So thank you all so much for joining me. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.